Hi, I'm Tamsien. I'm one of the members of the Framework community, and I'm really passionate about sharing my love of creative journaling as a tool to help you develop your creative practice and record and process your emotions and feelings. Creative journaling is a really interesting and engaging practice that you can undertake on a regular basis. It can be whatever you would like it to be. It can be written, it can be illustrated, it could be a combination of collage and written elements. Whatever you need from your creative journal, it can serve that need. If you're just starting out or if you're exploring the idea of keeping a creative journal, it can feel a little bit intimidating or overwhelming because there are so many different ways that you can interpret the idea. It can be a space for you to process the things that you're feeling, the things that you're worried about, the things that you're hoping or dreaming, or the things that you're grateful for. But often the blank page can be really intimidating. So to get you started, here are some creative journaling prompts that you can use anytime. Just pause the video here and you can copy out all of these prompts or the ones that speak to you most clearly into a page of your journal so that you can come back and refer to them anytime. Now let's dive into a short activity that gives you an example of how you can start to use those prompts in your creative journaling practice. Look through your list of prompts and choose one that resonates with you today, and take your materials, set your timer for 10 minutes, and then see what emerges. I've done the same thing, and so I'm going to show you now 3 examples of ways that you can interpret a single prompt. The prompt I decided to go with was recently I've been inspired by, and here I'm just using a simple ballpoint pen and my notebook, and I'm just letting the thoughts flow. I'm not worrying about spelling or grammar. I'm not worrying about sentence structure. I'm just writing down whatever comes to mind, whatever I'm feeling in relation to this idea of what I have been inspired by recently. Next up, using the same prompt, I'm just exploring the way that I might respond to the idea of the things that I've been inspired by recently, but in pencil. So I've created a slightly fancy heading using black pencil, and then I'm illustrating using very simple, very basic illustrations, using those colored pencils as well. Different things, objects that have inspired me recently, and each of these objects means something to me and tells a little story. Don't require explanation. I don't have to justify the reasons that those things inspire me. They are just drawings, illustrations that mean something to me, which is ultimately what journaling is all about. And finally, responding to the idea of things that have inspired me recently, created a collage using pieces from magazines, colored paper, all sorts of things, cutting things out to make interesting shapes, again creating layers and textures and telling a story with the images that I'm choosing and the colors. So you get a sense of playfulness and fun and feeling from the colors that I've chosen, and they're helping to convey the idea of inspiration and being inspired. Your collage and your feelings will be very different to mine, but you can find ways to express yourself with words or with images. If you get into a good rhythm while you're working on responding to one of these prompts, that's totally fine. You don't need to stop when the 10 minutes is up if your reflections are flowing and you're feeling really good about your creative practice. The timer is there as a tool to help you to break down something which can feel intimidating or overwhelming. I like to set a timer because 10 minutes feels really achievable. I can do this. I can start with just 10 minutes, and by the end of that time, something will be down on the page, rather than worrying about it or thinking that I need to set aside a large amount of time that can feel overwhelming or like it doesn't fit into my day. These prompts are a really great way to start your creative journaling practice. It's all about finding a way to frame the things that you're thinking and feeling and transfer those onto the page. It's really common to feel like you have nothing to say when it comes to journaling, but with these prompts, you'll always have something that you can write about, something that you can draw, something that you can create a collage based upon, something to spark your imagination or prompt reflection. So I hope that this activity and this list of prompts can be helpful in starting you on a journey of a regular creative journaling practice. If you've tried out this activity or you've used these prompts, I'd love to hear from you about how it's impacted you and hopefully how it's fueled your interest in creative journaling.